Hi, folks. It's me. Tonight, um, I got a special guy on tonight, along with my friends Joe, Eddie, and Anthony, and even Dominic. Anthony's brother is on. But the special guest is all of our friends. Um, he's probably the only guy. I've been in Monticello now for when I raced up there for probably 10, 15 years. And it's 100 miles away from any other racetrack. So usually the people that are up there, they're up there for life. Most of the horsemen that race at Monticello, and it becomes like a very close community, and everybody knows everybody, and everybody has a story about everybody, and everybody knows everybody's family. It's like it's one big family. But on the other hand, everybody has something to say about everybody else when you're with them in private. There's probably only one guy that I know of, and I know everybody up there, and I've been around a long time, that nobody ever had a bad word for. And that was our special guest tonight. And before I bring him on, and before I tell you who he is, um, I want you to know that he's just a special, special guy who's married to a special, special lady, Rosemary. And I'm just going to tell you a little bit about him before I bring him on. But before I bring him on, I'm going to bring my friends on.
Hey,
Joe, Eddie, Dominic, and Anthony.
Hi, everybody.
hey,
Hi,
Hey,
guys.
What's
Now,
up?
I'm going to tell a little bit about our friend before I bring him on. His name is Mario Marcellino. His wife, his beautiful wife, is Rosemary. And here's what happened to Mario. On June 9th in 2023, he was at a 3-year-old birthday party for his grandson and fooling around with him in the backyard with one of them big balls. He rolled on it and he broke his neck. And from what his wife told me, that he died instantly. He was dead right on the scene. But his wife, who's a nurse and MS EMS nurse, she applied CPR and all kind of breathing, everything that she could do for 20 minutes until the ambulance got there. And she kind of brought him back. She was breathing for him. Anyway, they airlifted him to Westchester Trauma Center, and he was there for 2.5, 3 weeks in a coma and on a ventilator. And from there, they sent him to Helen Hayes Hospital for 5 months. And after 5 months, they sent him to rehab for 8 months. He arrived back home, paralyzed from the neck down, on July 6, 2014. That's the story, and I think I got it pretty accurate. That's just part of the story. Um, his wonderful wife, Rosemary, because Mario's not able to do anything. He can't shave. He can't do anything from the neck down. And she's been 24/7 since 2013. So these are the kind of people that God just sends down. They're just special, special people. And Mario's just a great guy. Anyway, we're going to bring him on. And he's very, very, just so you know, he's very, the friends I have on now are all very good friends of his. I think during the time in the horse business, he might have lived with one or two of them, and they all have great stories about Mario, and they're all dying to see him. So I'm going to bring him on now. Just keep in mind that he sometimes he speaks and then he loses it. He can't get the air. So if he stumbles or whatever, just just understand what he's going through, and I'm sure that you'll understand. So, without any further delay, here's Mario. Hi, buddy.
Here he is.
Hey,
Hey,
Mario.
Mario.
Hey,
Paisano, come sta, my man?
Sto bene, stupiamo.
Mannaggia di aula, che fare, Mario? Buon
Oh,
saluto, Mario. Nice to see you.
Yeah, great to see you, Mario.
Long way from the tack room in Saskatchewan, huh, buddy?
Mario,
Way.
how are you, man?
Good. Dominic,
Dominic.
Dominic, are you the guy down Brandywine that we used to watch?
Yeah, yeah, that was me. That was me. We used to hang out in my tack room.
Yeah,
Watching
that
the
was
Three
good
Stooges.
days, good days. Good memories.
We went to the mall, left
Anthony, I remember
Larry
you.
and Jenny
Anthony, I
there.
remember you with Jimmy Curran.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, you got a good
Right.
memory.
Yep, that's right.
Eddie,
Yeah.
I remember you. You borrowed my car, you son of a gun, and I had to come and get it after 3 days. You were a sticker, all right.
You got me at the Bon Vivant.
Yeah, no, I get the somewhere. No, you took the car. Hey, Joe,
Yeah,
what are you
man.
doing driving down Long Island Expressway with your eyes hidden? What is it? What are you, crazy? Did somebody hide your eyes?
Yeah, somebody was in the back seat that covered my eyes when I was going about 80 on the Cross Bronx Expressway.
Well, you said you didn't like no backseat driver. How do you like it? So everybody has stories.
Yeah. Well,
Larry, I didn't see you too many days, but I just remembered something. Probably about 1970. I was down Pompano, just got down there and just started the business like 3 months before, or 4 months, something like that. And somehow I was supposed to do a paddock for you. And you were like mad because you were saying, I can't believe it, this horse was so good. And now that they want me to try with him, the horse is no good. And I remember you, that was the first time I remembered you. That was 1970 at least.
wow, you got some memory.
It must have been one of my brother's horses.
So that's my memory of you guys, some of it. With Joe, go back a little more because Joe, we went through a lot. He was in my wedding, as a matter of fact. That's how much you were. And then I remember when you first started, you came around. You used to come around. I had my horse on Pete Moss.
Right.
Coming in with white pants. I never forget that.
Because my father had a restaurant and the linen supply would bring these pants, for the cooks and the chefs and everything. So instead of getting my clothes dirty, I'd take a stack of pants each week. And I'd have white linen pants on, cleaning Pete Moss stalls.
Mario, you probably don't remember this, but we were in Monticello and I was driving a horse, trotter, fire and smoke, and it was in the teens in the winter and windy. So I get on the track to post parade and I hear Anthony, and you came running and you gave me this face mask to put on my face to block the wind and everything. And I drove that night with that mask on, won the race, but I know you probably don't remember that.
I don't remember, but I remember you saying it before, and I heard you one of the
Podcast.
Yeah.
I'm glad that it helped. At least the mask face.
At least I won.
One extra time.
Did you ever give it back, Anthony?
Huh?
Did you ever give it back?
No, I don't think so.
God bless you.
Mario.
Wear it next week, Anthony.
Mario, remember me, you, and Vinny Orajema?
Yeah, I remember.
We used
Vinny would go back. we were pretty close, Vita and I. I met him down Pompano. He came down with Joe Ferrari.
Yeah, Joe Ferrari. He had that horse Papina.
Yeah, Pepina, he had Giuseppe Pepina, he had
Yeah, all the Italian horses. Yeah.
That a 2D he had also.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We lived.
that's where we met with Vinny.
Yeah,
Then,
that's how far back we go. You were working for Satch Warner.
Yeah.
I was working for Coco.
I learned what not to do.
Right, I was working for Coco Comia.
Uh-huh.
And then Vinny was with Giuseppe there with those Italian horses.
Yeah.
And then used to take me to your mother and father's house in the Bronx.
Yeah.
And we used to eat. Madame David, we used to eat.
Yeah.
You know, Mario, you introduced me to Eddie. The first guy to introduce me to Eddie was you at Roosevelt.
Uh-huh.
First time I met Eddie.
That
Hey,
was
remember Sports Coach, Joe?
Of course.
Yeah.
We claimed him off Gary Castleman. But that's just when the Meadowlands opened. You remember he couldn't get around the turns too good?
Yeah.
And the Meadowlands just opened, and he won forget about it. He won 8 out of 10 races over there.
He was a different horse, yeah.
Yeah, he was, oh man. He was out of a good Bye-Bye Bird mare, I remember. Good horse.
Let me show some of the pictures that Rosemary sent me about our friend here.
Mario, put your volume up a tick if you could.
Well, ask Rosemary. Rosemary should be sitting right there. I think it might be all the way up. Mario can't do it.
Oh, you know what I mean.
All right, let me put some pictures up.
Put them up.
This is one of the pictures I like the best because he's sitting there with a grin. That's Mario. All right, here's another picture with Mario and his son. His son wanted to get dressed up like his dad for Halloween, and there he is.
Bellezza. Beautiful.
Let's see this one. There's Mario taking care. It looks like he's painting a horse. Yeah, he must have a leg paint.
Robbie Hanover.
Who's that?
Robbie Hanover.
Okay. And that's some kind of leg paint you're putting on him.
Yeah.
Yep.
He had a bad curve.
Oh, is that a back leg? Yeah. It's hard to tell. Yeah, that's a hawk. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I see the curve. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, right above your brush there. Yeah.
We had some radium pellets put in there. It got infected.
Nice.
You got infected from the radium pellets?
Yeah.
Sadowski?
I had a lot of fun with that horse. I had it for off and on. I had it for about probably 10 years. I drove him for St. Favre. I drove him, rest in peace, Sam. I drove him and I won with him the first time out. Parked the whole mile. And he won.
Wow.
Yeah, in a 12-5 claim. As a matter of fact, Billy O was looking around because he liked the little horse. And he was such a little horse, everybody knew him. And Billy O goes to Sam. He says, I can't believe he kept on going. He says, I thought I was going to get out. He said, because of him, I didn't get out. He said, but he won a hell of a trip. Because he wasn't a two-hole, he never got out. Oh, my. Yeah.
Okay. What's this one? Do you remember this horse?
This horse, I have no clue. Believe it or not, this is a mystery that's been with me since I got hurt. It's a horse that belongs to my barn. Everything is mine. But I cannot think of it because this is a picture that I have. It's an enlarged picture that the photographer had. It's I would have all the pictures what everybody would pick or buy. It was so anyway, when he broke when he dismantled everything, he gave me this picture, and I have no idea who the horse is. But he was the odds-on favorite. I know that. This was obese Neville Wick. This was a sire stake elimination. And believe it or not, this trotter here, She was second in the final at Yonkers. Michelle LaChance drove her in the final. What they have the final stake races.
Right.
Yeah, whatever it's called.
Remember last week we were talking about Karad?
Yeah, right. Yes.
Go ahead, tell them about it, Mario.
Yeah, this is my only medal and win. Society had. That's my little brother in the picture of me, the winner circle.
She sent me that picture because last week we talked about Jerry Hayde and Karad.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's who this horse is by. Yeah. Now, what about this? Do you remember this day?
Oh boy, this is the day. That was July 6th. That's when I came home. Well, my wife told me that we're going to go from here. I says, home. I said, are you crazy? Said, no, we can do this.
What you want to do.
This is when I first went that got to achieve. They told me actually like about a week before. It says, what did you want to do when you came here? So I said, I'd like to walk out of here. I says, that's what we're going to do. Here I was.
Wow.
Those were 2:30 walking out of my walking platform.
God bless them, Mario.
Yeah.
It took me a long time.
This is after you got home,
Yeah.
Mario, with Rosemary?
That's an achieve.
That's an achieve, believe it or not. Just
Okay.
before I came home. That's an achieve. Yeah.
I hear
That's my angel.
I hear
That's
your
my saint.
angel. Yeah, I hear her talking. I asked her to come
Yeah.
on. She didn't want to come on, but she's sitting right by you. I know that.
Shake your head. Keep your head up. Come on, put
All
your,
I can say is he remembers everything about horses and nothing else.
that is true. That
Yeah.
is true.
Now, Mario, I think you're vice president of Horsemen's Committee, right up there in Monticello?
Yeah, I've been vice president for quite a while. We have a good crew there. Alan Schwartz is the president. He does a great job. And yeah,
Let's see what other pictures. I think we got all the pictures that you sent me. Yeah, I think we got them all. Yeah, we got all the pictures. Okay, now it's story time. So Dominic, any juicy stories about you and Mario in the tack room or anything or what?
Brandywine Raceway, we took Larry and Jenny to the mall, and we were ready to go home. We couldn't find them, and we left them there.
Larry Panarella.
Yeah. Do you remember that? We left him here. Then after that, he wanted to fight you. I was working for Rocky at the time.
Rocky Vinci.
Rock Vincent.
Rock Vinci.
Yeah.
Rock Vinci, yeah.
Who was working
Yeah.
for Rock Vinci? Who was
Dominic.
Me.
working? Dominic?
Yeah. Wasn't
Yeah,
that the first guy you worked for?
We started at Monticello, then we went to Batavia Downs. He hated the place, and then we went to Brandywine.
Yeah, Brandywine is right, man. I never been
Yeah.
to Batavia. Batavia was there once. As a matter of fact, I drove that obese Navy Wick in Batavia. But that was the only time I've been there. But we went to Brandywine from Monticello. That's where we hung out.
Yeah.
And
Brandywine was a great track. I loved it there.
yeah,
That's
that's where I started everything because I won my all my qualifying drives were in Brandywine, and then I got Brandywine closed for the winter, whatever it was. I went down Harrington. That's where I won my first 2 races in Harrington.
Yeah.
Harrington. Wow.
It was back in
you told me
'75,
Remember that.
long time ago.
Mario, what made you get in the horse business?
Okay, I needed something to do after high school. I graduated, and a friend of mine, because I graduated in 3 years, from high school because I took a lot of credits from Italy. So anyway, after I graduated, my friends were going to go to Florida, drive to Florida for like a week and stay with a friend of mine's brother. So anyway, we went there and it sent us, took us to Pompano. And Pompano, who the hell was be there? Sachuana won a race. So, and my friend was telling me, this, I got to slow down. And this friend was telling me, this guy is like, is small like you. You'll be good to do this. Okay, excuse me.
Relax, Mario.
Yeah, relax, Mario. Take your time.
I get
Slow
excited.
down.
I get excited.
Then you can't.
Yeah.
Talks
Like,
often,
see
he
that-
gets excited.
So anyway, says you'll be good in this business. This guy's small like you. He spends his because I went down Florida. I mean, in the middle of the winter, and I'm like loving it. It's nice and warm. It's like great. So he said, this guy does this in the winter, and he goes back to Yonkers and Roosevelt in the summer. Wow, that is great. So anyway, we bet on the guy, $2, I think I bet. And because he was the kind of guy, he would win like pay 420, 410, that kind of driver he was. Anyway, I went back to Yonkers and couldn't get a job yet until June. And I walk in out from the parking lot. I walk into the barn area, and there was Sachuanas. Look, I remember that name. And that was the first barn I stopped at. And they gave me a job.
Right away.
And that was it.
That was it.
But
The rest was
that's all it
history.
was.
Wow.
Good.
Horses are attractive, you know. Once you learn, touch the nose of a horse, you stuck forever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's in your blood. That's it. You're done.
You're done. Nothing else matters.
I'm still in it, Mario.
Yeah, I kind of hear you're a thoroughbred lover now.
Yeah, well, I love
He's a
horses.
trader.
I
Horse
love
is a horse.
horses. That's
He's
all. I
a
love-
Benedict Arnold. He's a
Yeah.
trader.
Trader.
He is a trader, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's
That's
a trader trainer.
Mario, we were talking last week. I think you said you were watching when Joe said that he had a hook when because the winters was so bad up there, and I'm sure you spent plenty of winters up there. And Eddie said, when I asked Eddie why he got out of the standardbred business, he said he couldn't stand this. This is what it was like.
Yeah.
Right?
That's exactly what it
Remember
was.
those days?
That's exactly what it was like. And the
Wow.
Fast
Mario.
leading the horses' feet.
I remember one time, believe it or not, and it's still my hand is still. They couldn't get the left hand off the head hold. It was frozen on it.
yeah.
Wow.
And to this day, well, not to the day, but it was before I got hurt. Every time I would hit my ring finger, my left hand, I would like touch it. It would like kind of like go dead. It still hurt like a biatch.
I remember, and I'm sure every one of you guys had the same feeling. The first time you go out, you come back after you just say you jog a horse a couple of miles, you come back and you want to throw up and cry. That's how, and then that's how cold you get. Your hands are just cold. You know, back then they had no hand warmers and none of that stuff. But then after that, after you threw up and you cried and your fingers thawed out, it wasn't
Go
bad.
back out there.
It wasn't bad. It was something to laugh about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could.
Now it is.
You cried when you took off the glove to take the overcheck off. You couldn't take the check off the
Couldn't
horse.
do that. Yeah.
Unsnap it. Yeah. Especially Monticello, man. And
Mario,
then,
you have any wrecks when you were up there? Did you drive in any
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I remember the first time that I got hurt, I think it was a horse named Shellfire. Okay. It was my mistake. I raced this horse and I won with him this one week. And so the following week, I thought he'd be good again. And sure enough, he wasn't. So I reached up like I cracked him one, but didn't have a really good hold of him. He just went sideways. And somehow I went down. So I went down and I kind of hurt my foot. So the following for a whole week, I really couldn't race. So I was on crutches for a week. I remember because it happened on a Wednesday. The following Wednesday was the first time back. And sure enough, I got stuck in a hole with this horse. Forgot the horse's name. Well, anyway, I got stuck in a hole with him. He kind of choked down and went over the hub rail.
Oh,
As I'm going over the hub rail, I'm thinking to myself, land on the right foot, you idiot. Sure enough, I did. I landed on the right foot and didn't get hurt. But yeah, a lot of wrecks when you're alone.
Yeah.
When you're alone, they went down 6 times.
wow.
But it happens.
And that hub rail was a killer. It was like 2 feet off the ground and about 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet wide on the top.
It was real wide.
Yeah, it was. That's one of the best things they ever did was get rid of the hub rail and put pylons on.
I can't believe it took so many years to figure that
Yeah,
out.
do it.
How many guys died because of that rail?
Yeah.
Dom, I don't know if you remember in Orlando at Ben White Raceway when that horse went down and the hub rail went through his chest on the back track.
Clint Galbert Stables.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was one of his horses. Yeah, they put him down right there.
Yeah, bad.
That girl was crying. Jim helped her off the track.
Yeah.
It was a bad scene.
Yeah.
That happens. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. That's part of the game.
Mario, how old is that boy you're holding, your son? How old is he now?
He's now. I couldn't hold him now though. He's 24. He's 24. God bless him. Yeah.
Oh, is he in the horse business?
He's dynamite. That kid is the apple of my eyes. He's dynamite. I'm so proud of him.
What's his name?
Mario.
Mario.
Yeah.
What else?
And my grandson is Mario.
Another
My grandson will be 15 years old in this month in 5 days.
Wow.
He's not in the horse business, right?
No, you can't. Oh, here's a good story.
Oh, shut up.
Here's a good story. This one Roy doesn't want to come up. One time I remember he wanted to follow my footsteps, but one day I took him to the racetrack with me. It was like in the afternoon. So I'm thinking like I'm safe. My wife isn't around. Okay, so I got him to go ahead. I think I'm going to let him jack a horse. So I put him alongside of me. And on a jock cart on the side. But I kind of like let him have like the seat more or less. So I put the lines in his hand, not knowing I'm going to do anything. So anyway, we go around one time with this nice little horse that I know he would never go more than, just like walking jog, you know what I mean? So anyway, the second time around, I just jumped off the jog cart. And Mario was stuck by himself, so he's going. Sure enough, as I did that, here comes my wife. She jumps off of the car, jumps out of the car. She runs down to the jog track in the back of Monticello. And she stops, goes in the middle of the track, stop the horse. Like, stop. That was the end of his career.
It ended abruptly.
So next to my wife is not.
We'll have none of this. Jeez.
You got caught, Mario.
I did.
Listen,
Yeah,
my son was screaming, "Get off the track, Ma! Get off the track!"
You're embarrassing me, bud. You no. He had to get off. Each wouldn't go the line. That was that.
How did you meet the angel that's on your left?
Larry. That's my saint. I used to call her the angel. She got promoted. My saint. It's my Santa Rosa Maria. Yeah, my Saint Rosemary.
Did you meet her at Monticello?
In the Bronx.
No, in the Bronx. We lived on the same block.
Where'd you live in the Bronx, Mario?
I lived in what do you call it? Pelham Bay area.
Pelham Bay, Frog's Neck.
Yeah.
Okay.
One block in from the Hutchinson River Parkway.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember.
I had no.
Yeah.
We're from 183rd Street.
You went anywhere there at my house plenty of times.
Yeah.
Yep.
Uncle Scamp lived on Pelham Bay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't want to go there.
No, probably would like to see talk to you. Was probably J.O. John Orlando.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Orlando is, as a matter of fact, a cousin of my wife.
Yeah.
Just saw him the other day. He took in the cop horses in the Pelham Bay
Yeah, I
Park.
got him a job at Pelham at the stables over there.
Oh, yeah.
I filled out all the applications because J.O. couldn't basically read or write, more or less.
Who are you talking about? John Orlando?
Yes.
Yeah, Casey's lad. Casey's lad, right? Is that the horse?
Yeah, Cheryl's lad. Yeah.
Black faces.
But I got him the job there. He just retired. But he took care of like all the police horses, and he went into Manhattan. And when they had the parades and oh my God, all the stuff that he used to do. And now I keep in touch with him every Sunday. I give him a call, you know.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
tell him this, Eddie. Tell him that my cousin Regina was asking for
Anthony
him.
Regina?
Yeah.
Oh, Anthony, my buddy. He's up in
Ralphie
Monticello
Regina.
still, right?
Ralphie Regina.
No, not Anthony Regina.
No?
See.
Hey. But what about?
He wants you to mention. Just can't wait how long you live.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
I'm supposed to tell you that I had a horse in my backyard. Now, I claimed him when he was 4 years old, and he was. My son was very attached to him, and so was my wife. So when he retired, I had to build him a paddock in my house, at my, where I live. So sure enough, I built him one. Because I was building one just before he retired at 14. I remember my son helping me out. So the boy died, believe it or not, when he was 35 years old.
Oh.
I mean, I took good care. I was even given him brand mashes when he got older.
Everybody rode that horse.
Every night. And that horse was, everybody in the neighborhood, everybody in my family all rode him. Mario rode him. My sister-in-law rode him. All my grandchildren, every kid in the neighborhood rode him. And he was just like a good old horse. And that's the horse he was jogging when he got caught by Mrs. M. That was it. But a good old horse, JC. Just can't wait. Call him JC.
Mm-hmm.
It was a special horse for us. I got hurt one time. Believe it or not, I got hurt and I couldn't race for a while. And he paid the mortgage.
Well,
He was doing okay. I had to change drivers, but that was it. Yeah. And he kept going. And for my four claim, He beat the 17.5s in Monticello. Did a good job.
Wow.
Yeah. And my wife was like doing it was trying to fight the drivers every time because he was the kind of horse you had to cut him to do any good. So he came back bleeding. He would fire Gilmore, he would fire Parker.
They all laughed.
Everybody would, and the following week, of course, I had to, patch it up. And they'll go ahead and drive him again. But thank God he stayed around it. Good old horse. And then he died on my son's birthday, 35 years.
Wow, that's a good life for a horse. 35 years.
Yeah.
I thought
It was funny.
I thought the horse I had at 33 lives a long time.
Yeah, well, that is a long time.
Yeah, I know, but 35 that beats him.
Yeah.
I went to a fundraiser one time, and this old vet sat on our table, and we were talking, and says, "Doc, how old do you think horses live?" He says, "Why? How old is that old horse we're talking about?" He says, "He's about 30." So he looked at his watch, and I said, "What does that mean?" He says, "Well, I guess any time now." I said, "Wow." 35. I was like, looked at his watch, like now. Any day now.
Oh, jeez.
Just so you know, let me just mention this, Mario. We people that watch the show, they write in comments, and I must have 40 or 50 comments up in the comment section, and they're all wishing you the best, and they're all saying hello to you. And one guy here says, they said a real. This was Francis. She says a real hero, Rosemary, your wife. She's been listening, and she sends everybody the best. But she called Rosemary a real hero, and that's
Thank you.
Yeah.
Who was that?
Some lady.
It was a girl that listens to this podcast all the time. Her name is Francis. I can't say that. How do you say it?
That's a tough one.
All right.
Franciotti.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
She is a saint, I'll tell you that.
yeah.
Real good. And you know something else, I'll tell you something about her.
Oh God.
We were leaving for, I think it was Myrtle Beach his last time, and like we were in a hurry. She had so many things to do. This friend goes up, like in Dire Straits more or less. He had to get from the airport because he had like a court date or whatever. And my wife we're leaving. We have 3 minutes to spare. She is trying to figure out a way to pick him up from the airport to make sure that he goes to the court on time. I mean, who does that? All she's got on the shoulder, she still wants to help. That's the kind of girl she is. She does that. If anybody has a problem, she's got to put her on her shoulder, try to help, try to make sure that she finds a way to get it done.
That's in you. That's something
She's really that good.
I gave you a gift for that.
I remember, Mario, when you first met her, you told me I met my wife. I met my sweetheart.
It's exactly what I said.
I know.
And you know what I told the joke?
We used to double date, my first wife and Rosemary.
Yeah. I remember telling her, I said, "You're going to marry me someday."
Yeah.
She looked like, "What am I, pregnant?"
Yeah. Right.
Well, the Virgin Mary here. Yeah. That's what I told her.
You were right.
The third date went out, and her father told us, "This guy wants to marry you, I bet." And sure enough, this was the third date. Yeah.
Well,
Mario, a guy called in. He wanted to know if you happen to remember a guy called Jack Ferrara, who raced at Monticello.
Oh yeah, Jack Ferrara. As a matter of fact, Jack Ferrara. Yeah, he was Stubitz's owner, I believe.
Jack, what do you call?
Yeah, Alan Schwartz bought his farm.
Did he have a farm?
Yeah,
Did he
right
have a
now.
farm in Saugerties? In Saugerties, New York. Did he have a farm there?
Down. No, outside of Ferndale.
I know he was his farm was a Ferndale, not Ferndale. Almost by the reservoir in Neversink Reservoir there. At the end of Liberty, where Liberty meets with Neversink. 52, I believe.
White Lake. Oh,
Eric wants to know,
Exactly.
Mario, who was the best horse you ever drove? I think that's what he said. Well, oh no, he says was Verbatim. You had a horse called Verbatim?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had him, but I drove it when I first started driving. Was Frank Bonora. He was, it was a nice horse. Nice horse. A C2, C1 pacer.
I remember him.
yep. I remember Verbatim. Yep.
Boy, all these good people are
Horse
all
I ever drove.
they're
The
all
best horse I ever rode. Best horse I ever drove, believe it or not, was a horse named Pinocchio. But I never drove in a race. I qualified him. But then Walter Case drove him down Meadowlands. It was third best colt that year for St. Five was the train. That's the best colt horse I ever drove.
Pinocchio?
My other horse was
I think you're lying.
what?
I think you're lying.
Why?
Pinocchio.
Oh, you,
Oh, yeah. I just got it
You
over
guys
my
got
head.
it on
My
tape
hat
delay or
moved.
something?
Society
Oh, Pinocchio.
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 What's the name of the
You know
horse?
his nose would grow when he lied?
Nah, Pinocchio. He said.
Oh, I think you said
What's the name?
Pinocchio.
I thought he said Pinocchio too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
His
right.
name is Pinocchio. Was. And St. Five was dead. Rest in peace. Otherwise, I would let him tell you.
Geppetto.
Yeah.
Geppetto was his father.
No, you're always a wise guy.
Who?
Who, you?
I'm sorry.
Ariel, do you
I'm
remember
glad-
the trainer, Roy Brown? Do you remember the
What?
trainer, Roy Brown, black guy?
Sure.
Black
Yeah,
guy.
the black guy. Roy
I
Brown.
remember Roy Brown. Yeah.
He was in Monticello. Then we went to Pompano. He went to Pompano Park. You want to know something? There was no racism at the track.
No. No racism.
No racism at the track.
No.
He was a
No.
great guy. We had a
And
lot
not
of
what
fun
you
with him.
were.
Yeah.
Everybody was trying to survive, you know?
Roy was a good guy. Roy Brown.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
He always was in my book.
Didn't he work for Ronnie Girlfriend?
At one time,
I
yeah.
think so.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
think
But he had
so.
his own horses too.
Right.
Mario Silsla, I hope I crucify these names, but Michael Silsla says, great show. Mario was a Monticello legend. I don't know about a legend,
Thank you.
but the nicest guy up there that nobody ever had a bad word for. So in
Thank
that arena, he was a legend. The only one up there that nobody ever had a bad word for. And that's the truth. I'm not just saying it because you're on. That's the
No.
truth. Everybody had a bad word, at least one bad word.
About somebody, yeah.
Yeah, for somebody, but not
No,
Mario.
not me.
Mario, no.
No, there were a
Don't
couple
forget
of
it.
bad things about you. Everybody up there. I hold the record, but everybody up there had a story.
I was second.
Yeah, thank you, guys. And thank you, everybody that has a nice thing to think about me or say. I thank you.
Well, that's the truth, and I must
Our
have.
pleasure.
I don't have any comments. How many comments I have, but there's every comment is wishing you love and Godspeed and everything. Everybody here, everybody who's listening sends their regards to you, and a lot of good people.
Well, anybody that's on a computer, just click comments on the top right and you'll see all the comments.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
One thing I'm going to say about Mario, he never felt sorry for himself, no matter what life gave him. He never felt sorry for himself.
I tell you what, though, seriously, I have a good life. My wife makes it. I mean, for what I have, my wife makes it.
Well, that's a true man.
I love to stay here. Some people say, like, what the hell I've been doing away from myself. Not me. Not me. I have a good life. My wife makes it well for me. Yeah.
God's got special plans for you.
Yeah.
Mario, sabenadido, my friend.
Grazie. What do you
Mario, you were born in Italy?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I was born in South Calabria. I'm Calabrese.
Oh, that's where my mother. Yeah, my mother was from Calabria. Yeah. So you speak Italian, right?
Sì, molto bene.
Of course he does.
Yes.
How old were you when you came to this country?
I was 14, 2 months shy of 15.
Wow.
Yeah.
How old?
We're right to high school.
You know what's amazing? That you speak perfect English. No accent, no nothing.
I won't know I'm perfect, but I try. But perfect, I doubt it. My wife will tell you that. I say one thing instead of another most of the times.
Yeah, your mother and father used to speak all the time Italian around the house. Not very much English.
Yeah.
I know that.
No. My father didn't want to because he wanted to go back in Italy.
Yeah.
He used to go every summer.
My wife and I are going in October to Italy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for 2 weeks.
What are we-
First time, we were never there.
How are we going to replace you, Anthony, if you're in Italy? What are you
I
going
don't
to
know.
do?
You're going to have to shut down for a couple of weeks. What can I
All
say?
right.
You got to
Before we
send them
go
a
any
link.
further, Deborah Weissman, she wrote, "Hiya, first time watching. How awesome to see good friends sharing memories. Special hello to Dominic. You know her, Dominic?
Yes. We were just out to dinner tonight.
Oh. Does she know about you and Francis and all the girls here that always ask you? Did she know about that?
You go down the list.
Well, she knows
What's
now.
your name, Mario?
Oh, Jesus.
She knows
I
now.
don't know about that.
He hasn't changed.
I know one thing. Since I met my wife, there's only been one for me.
That's
Yeah.
Yep.
Mario, if you're getting tired and you had enough, we can do this again another time. So just let me know when you had enough. I know Rosemary told me that sometimes you get tired and if you're having a problem or whatever, just let me know and we can dig up some more stories at another time. So just let me know, Mario.
Thank you for that. But look, I'm looking at 6 beautiful people out there, and I'm one of them. And I'm good. My wife is on the right. Everything is good. I'm just getting started.
Oh, good.
Okay, good.
I just
All right.
remembered all those stories.
Listen, why don't you tell us if you would, any juicy stories about Joe, Eddie, Anthony, Dominic? You have any stories that could bring back some old memories?
My wife gives me a nice tea.
Tell me about the French guy.
Oh,
that one. Well, see Joe right there. Joe is the toughest guy I know. Joe, I had a little problem with a 6'6" guy that kind of worked me on him. He needed help. So another guy with cowboy boots, just as tough as him, they worked me out one night on the way back from the what do you call it? I used to watch the Saturday night races from Yonkers. If you guys remember when they first started televising them.
Yeah.
Okay. I used to go to this place called the J.
Lounge.
Every Saturday to watch it. So one Saturday I was there with my friend Dennis Payne, rest in peace. It was my blacks were real good friends.
Yeah.
And we're playing pool, and somehow this one girl, because we used to go there for lunch sometimes. Anyway, this one girl knew us and knew me. And she would like come around, and he would like, this guy Marcel kind of wanted to pick her up, and she wouldn't give him the right time of the day. So anyway, make a long story short, he didn't like that she preferred me over her. So he kind of picked a fight on me the one night when Dennis was there. And Dennis, as he coming at me, trying to hit me, Dennis got in the way and pushed him in the phone booth. And I guess they wanted to start a fight there, but everybody stopped. So a couple of weeks later, I was by myself. That's how we followed me to my hotel room. I was staying at Old Spanish before they tore it down. I had one of the rooms of Spanish. And sure enough, as I pull up, I back my truck up, my car, that was the car 80 had.
That was my car.
No, it was Oldsmobile. And that's when they jumped me. And they put me in a hospital. I took myself to the what do you call it, to the police station. They made a big report. They went to jail. They went to jail overnight, and John Barchi bailed them out the following day because they had to work. So anyway, they put me in the hospital. I had broken ribs. And that was it. It worked me out pretty good. And then Joe, like a couple of years later, he knew the story, and this guy kept on something like, "Yeah, I know, what he knew was my bond or whatever," and something to do with like my name on. So Joe kind of picked this trunk up and put it against the wall with him or something like that. But Joe roughed him up pretty good. And this guy, like I said, was 6'6", a big dude, and Joe put him like right in his place. That was a juicy story about it.
Yeah, he was a real bully, and I felt so bad for Mario because he was a small guy, and we were good friends. And I said, "You're the guy that hurt my friend," and he got all in my face or something, and like he was coming after me and something like that, right, Mario? I moved the trunk or something.
Yeah. But I could understand if it was just him. Okay, not that I could have beat him up, but he had to have a friend.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Hey, Joe, I'm having a little trouble with my neighbor. Why don't you come up, take care of him?
Those days are over.
Anthony, love that neighbor, my friend. Love that neighbor. Love that neighbor.
I do, Mario. I do. Yeah.
Kill him with kindness. Kill him with kindness.
Mario, I took your wife's car.
No, I didn't even know you yet.
Huh?
When you went into the hospital.
You were 11 years old, but what we're talking about.
See, that's what you don't remember. Yes, my father came to get you out of the hospital.
Rosemary. No, we're talking about when Eddie took the car. I didn't even know you were a baby. Trust me. Yeah, you took my F-85. You took a blue F-85. An Oldsmobile. You wise ass.
Where?
I remember the van.
From the Bronx.
Of course you don't remember. You weren't normal at the time.
I was what?
You weren't normal.
I know I wasn't normal. Was that Monticello or Yonkers?
Yonkers. And then what do you call it? I had to come with my brother. Me and my brother came to get
What about when I had to bail you and Ronnie Pierce out?
Well, don't say that. She just reminded me of something with Ronnie Pierce.
Oh, Ronnie Pierce. Oh, good old days, Mario.
I worked for his father when Dominic and I were hanging.
He had the farm, right, in Monticello? His father.
Yeah. That's when I was working for him.
Yeah, Donnie.
I took care of his a couple of his horses. As a matter of fact, they gave him my first qualifying drive, Gravel King.
Wow.
And then we went to Brandywine. That's where I got the rest of them. Yeah.
You drove a horse for me, didn't you, up in Monticello? A goose chase?
She's talking to me?
No,
What happened?
I don't remember no goose chase, Eddie.
No.
No.
Why did you and Ronnie Pierce get in trouble?
We didn't, well, let me put it this way. We did something good in a qualifier or something like that at Meadowlands when Meadowlands first opened. And we went to celebrate. We went for lunch. We went. Okay, my wife is making me laugh.
And I bailed them out. Both of them. I shouldn't have.
No, you bailed Ronnie out.
I bailed Ronnie out.
Well, anyway, what happened was we went for lunch. Went to a place where I forgot the name. The place where you can throw the peanuts all over the place.
Landworth House in Hoboken?
I don't know. Near
Texas
Meadowlands.
Roadhouse. Texas Roadhouse.
Texas
No.
Roadhouse, yeah.
It was something else that they closed down. Anyway, Round, whatever.
Right.
So anyway, we got like a little loaded. We shouldn't be driving. So I was driving his car. I was driving his car. And well, guess what? When you drive, you really shouldn't drink and drive. It's a God said it's true, don't. And I got into a little boom, big fender bender. And as we coming out, I said to Ronnie, I said, you were driving, I wasn't. Because I figured he was young, he wouldn't get in trouble. And sure enough, they arrested him. But so they arrested him. I felt bad. So I had to go from the police station I had to run for like ever. I had to get to a bus to get to the. So anyway, now I had to get to the Bronx. I got to the Bronx, and what could I do? I says, I went to see my girlfriend, Ro. Because I need your car. I says, but before that, this is, yeah, $200. I could have compelled Ronnie out. So anyway, she comes, she does all that. And I'll go bail him out and take him out and everything else. And the poor kid, like he didn't squeal or anything. But we were tight. Ronnie and I were pretty tight. Because working for his father for years, he was like, he was a kid. He was like 2 years younger, 3 years younger than me. But he will go back a long way.
Do you talk to him at all now, Mario?
No. He hasn't been in touch with me since I got hurt. The only one, believe it or not, since I got hurt was Eddie, the only one that got in touch with me. And then Joe, after a while. That was it. Otherwise, nobody else.
Wow.
You're always in my heart, Mario.
You're in everybody's heart.
You think it's possible that Ronnie didn't know that you got hurt?
Monticello people, of course.
Monticello people. And believe it or not, you know who also got it?
What happened? We lost the voice. We froze.
Yeah. I
froze up.
Voice. Yeah, he
Everybody
froze.
froze.
No,
No,
I'm not froze.
Joe
Am I
is
froze?
No, I'm not froze.
No, I'm not froze.
No,
No.
Mario is.
Mario, yeah. Hey, at least I'm not the only one that freezes.
No, it's not cold out anyway.
What a shame that poor kid. I just
Oh, I
They
know.
can't see.
It's gonna take
There we go.
There
Welcome
he is.
back.
There he
You're
is.
back.
He's back.
yeah, you froze for a couple of minutes, Mario. Go ahead.
Okay. We're talking about Ronnie Pierce, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, when Ronnie first started driving, I was worried. His father and I were worried about him. And then all of a sudden, bingo, just started doing good. Yeah. I got him in trouble in Meadowlands at that time too, when I think I had like a couple of horses that somebody was supposed to take care of him and didn't, and he got in trouble with the stalls and stuff. But I wasn't there. I was due somewhere else. I think I'm Monticello or something, and that was that. But we stayed in touch a long way. Monticello, when he was up here, then he went to Macau. He kept in touch. He did real well in Macau. With
We heard that he couldn't take the fact that you got hurt. Somebody said.
But he got, real good driving, and I mean, he was great.
I remember in Monticello, he used to go barn to barn and asking for catch drives and telling people, listen, just put me up. I'll do good for you, And he really hustled in the beginning.
Yeah, he was very aggressive. I asked him one time, I says, Ronnie, what makes you do this? It doesn't make you look good. Says, I do what you taught me to do. I says, I never went from place to place asking for drives. I mean, I never did in my life.
Yeah, well, it works for him, though, Mario. He got drives. He proved himself. He proved himself. So,
yeah, he did.
And
he would tell people, he says, no, put me up on that horse, I'll win with him. So people want to hear something like that. Yeah. You can win, I'll put you up. So maybe 1 out of 5 he did, or 1 out of 10. So the one that he did kept going and going and going.
I'll tell you 2 things about Ronnie. The first thing is, and I'm sure you remember this, I was in the race. It was the last race. And all of a sudden, all the horses went nuts, broke cross ties and everything else. He came with a bear skin.
Yeah.
I don't know what his motive was, what was going to.
Tell me what it was.
We all know what
tell me that
going on. But anyway, he got caught. He got caught and he got in trouble. He come with a live bears.
Monticello.
Here's what happened.
Monticello.
Yeah,
and what happened after he come back from overseas or wherever he was, he came into the paddock. Now, the paddock judge, Teddy, used to work for me. And so we were very friendly. So it was a winter day and they had qualifiers. And half the drivers didn't show up because it was snow and it was a terrible, terrible day. But they kept the qualifiers on. But they were very short of drivers. Ronnie Pierce, who I hadn't seen for years because he went overseas, he shows up with his red, white, and blue colors, brand new, all sparkling, and he comes up to Teddy, who I was sitting with in the office, and he says, listen, I'm Ronnie Pierce, and he says, if you need a driver, and they put him on every race because they were short of drivers. And every driver every horse he came back with, he said to the trainer, just what you said. He says, listen, put me down to drive and he'll win his next start. And he got a lot of drives, and he did. He won. He won with these horses. He produced. And his father, who you worked for, Donnie, was a good driver. He drank a little too much, but he was a good driver. And Ronnie Pierce turned out to be a Hall of Famer. But he's I know Billy O'Donnell, when he was on, he said he's going to try to get Ronnie on. But he called me and I told him, I said, that's mission impossible. He's not coming on. And even if he did come on, he'd give you these 1-word answers. He's not like
talkative.
Yeah, he just
not outgoing.
You'll ask him a big long. You'll have a question for him, and he'll give. Yep, he'll give you one of them Gary Cooper answers. Yep. But he was a talented guy who was completely fearless and loved the girls.
Yeah, he was a good driver. And Ronnie meant well. He just a little shy, but he was cocky. When he got cocky, I mean, but he meant well. He's
a good guy. He's a good
kid. He respected me because I was older than him. It kind of helped him a lot. And we went to hell together. I mean, up and down. But we did a lot of things together. As a matter of fact, even when I came with girlfriends and stuff. I mean, he liked a certain girl. I kind of helped him out with it. He was a good kid. But at the beginning, it was like really, he helped me out running his father's barn. And we worked together for like a long time, like training. Donnie had the best meet he ever had, a freehold. That's because Ronnie and I were doing his training from the horsepower farm at Bortontown, between Bortontown and in Jersey, our youngest farm. The first farm with the swimming pool. And we trained the horses there like we were doing real good. And Donnie, whatever you want to win with, he will win. And that was a good meet. And then we went all over. But before you know it, Ronnie was driving and started driving a freehold. And then we went to Pompano 1 year also. But he kept on going. And next thing you know, I went to Macau, did real good. But the time he got in trouble in Monticello, the way he explained it actually explained it to my wife first. Because he came to my house and right now. And he told my wife before I was even home what had happened. And he knew that bears and horses like hated each other. Supposedly, horses are dead afraid of bear. So what he did was he seen a dead bear or whatever, and he put this a rag and it wrapped her on the deer, on the bear. So I think he's going to put it in his collar, and he make to the front, and horses wouldn't go by him.
But he just went
That
by
was his idea.
Made the horses
So
smell.
what he did was he wanted to test it first. So he went by like every horse from the 8th or so down. Okay. And he like let it see what they would do. And as he's going back and forth, somebody asked him, "What are you doing?" Whatever it was. And he must have told somebody, and they told the wrong guy. Sure enough, here comes the paddock judge, everything else, and they made a big deal of it. But he really didn't really mean nothing except he wanted to experiment something. And that was the story. But when he got in trouble, so that's what he told my wife, and I kind of believed him. He wasn't a liar. Ronnie was not a liar like that. But that's all I know.
Larry, there's a guy that wrote, Ronnie Pass lives in Clarksburg, New Jersey, with his wife Louise and 2 sons, Jesse and Keith.
Lulu, that's old.
Huh?
A long, long time ago, Ronnie had many friends, many wives, but the only one that I know is a girl from a Canadian girl. He had the 2 sons with, and he bought a farm in New Jersey. I never been to the farm, but somewhere in New Jersey.
Clarksburg, that's what it says.
But he's not there. That's a long
But
time.
that was a long time ago.
Oh, Lulu? I don't know. That's what
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
But that was a long time ago. Then she left him or whatever.
Oh, I don't know. It's somebody
I think it was
wrote
a
it
little-
on the comments. That's all.
Let me see what we got here.
Any comments, Larry?
Yeah, you got a whole bunch of them.
How are you reading that? I don't see it.
You see it on your right-hand side. It says comments up on top. It says private chat, and then to the right.
Ah, I got it now. Oh, shit. Okay.
See?
You got it?
Got it.
Toyota.
And those are all the comments.
Yeah, we're reading the comments now. I should go right down the line, but I don't want to do that tonight. There's just
No,
just
you'll have
all
too many of them.
folks that are listening and watching. Thank you very much for your comments. I just don't want to take any time. You know, they're all nice comments. Even they even look at the background. Rick Simon says, "Hey Mario, that's a real nice kitchen you got there." Everybody,
1988.
It's from 1988, but thank you. I modified it a little bit.
Hey,
I don't know
Joe,
how you
I'm
do
not,
that.
Joe, I'm not a palm reader with that hand, Joe.
I'm trying to look at Mario's kitchen. I'm trying to blow things up. All
Don't
right.
blow anything up.
Anthony, good thing you got that holder for him.
Yeah, I got
I
it.
told him I'll mail him one. I
We
have
should-
it here.
We should send him.
That's
I
too
have
big. That's like
I should send him the computer.
Yeah,
have
send him the computer.
I have a laptop that I don't even know how to use it.
I'm fine.
Remember we used to go to the Interborough Theater and go eat Joey's father's place? Yeah. I think it was every Saturday. His father used to feed us.
Hey, Joe,
Yeah,
we used to go to your father's restaurant every Saturday.
that's right. Yeah,
What you said, yeah.
Your father used to feed us for nothing.
I know. That's why we went.
How was your father?
Hey, we lost Eddie.
Yeah, where did he go?
We went to my father's restaurant.
He went. He went. What do you call it? He went to see what if my car was still there.
Larry, you got rid of Eddie.
No, I didn't get rid of him.
There he comes.
There he
There
is.
he is.
Where'd you go, Eddie?
I don't know. The computer went shingad over here. I don't know.
He went to me for my car.
My father's 90, Mario.
God bless him.
Yeah.
God bless him.
How's he doing in rehab, Joe?
What?
How's he doing in rehab?
He's doing all right. You know, it's slow. Everything is slow now.
Yeah.
Just so you know, Mario, Joe's father got in a car accident about a month back, and it was pretty serious. But I think he's coming around good.
Yeah, it's about 7 weeks already.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. At 90, you don't bounce back so fast.
No, and besides that, he had his kidneys failed about 4 months ago, and then he had a knee replacement. So in the last 5 months, he's been in the hospital for 4 rehabs.
Ouch, ouch, ouch. I see when I go to therapy, I see a lot of knee replacements.
Yeah. But thank
Those are
God
the
he's
most
doing better
painful.
now.
Those are the most painful. Believe it or not, they tell me that a knee replacement is a lot worse than a hip. Hip, you go in and out, bingo.
Yeah, that's what I heard. You would think the other way.
Larry had 2 of them.
Larry had 2 of them done at the same time.
Yeah. How nuts is he?
What a
What a nut. As you would say, Eddie, what a banana.
What a man. But I'll tell you, it's really good to see you guys.
Yeah, really.
go, Mario.
Yeah,
Mario,
You too,
I
man.
called you today. I tried calling you today, but I guess
What area code?
What
Huh?
area code did you call?
the one I always call you on.
No. What's his area?
845 or something.
What's your area code?
934.
934. Maybe we didn't want to answer because we didn't know who you were.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those.
Robocall.
Yeah, the Robo.
Yeah.
Robo.
Mario, you remember my Uncle Tommy, my mother's brother?
I can't say.
He was a quadriplegic also. Do you remember? He lived on Ellison Avenue in the Bronx. We used to go there all the time.
I remember went to see him one time, didn't we?
Yeah, you went there a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if this thing that Elon Musk invented, this Neuralink or something, could help you, Mario.
Yeah, but you know, so probably like,
You're on the list, but you're too old.
but I'm like too old and stuff like that. They don't want to take chances on a 73-year-old man. I would love to try. I mean, I'm game for anything.
Joe, call Trump.
I tell you, I wish I had that connection.
What did I just hear Rosemary say? That because of your age, they have something that could help you? And
Oh yeah, they have. There's a guy in Switzerland that's got this clinic with all these chips that he puts on the people's back, and really they walk and stuff like that. People that are even less off than me, because believe it or not, with a little help, I can stand, and I can't stand long, but I can stand, and I do walk with a platform walker like you see. You seen in that picture?
Right.
Achieve.
Mhm.
I'm not that good anymore because I kind of slacked off. But I could be. I had it. I was right there.
Right.
And that's me walking out with my two therapists. My physical therapist is in the front, and my occupational therapist is in the back. But they really, these two guys are like, oh my God, I love those two. They were dying.
Yeah. They're dedicated people, boy. I got to say that.
Yeah, they really are. And they had me an article in the paper and everything. And I did a lot for the therapy place. I did a lot of publicity because they never had something like me. With somebody that bad, with a bad thing like that happen. So they put the article in the place and everything.
Wow.
So yeah, I had a lot of good people in my life that helped me out, and I always try to do good with everybody.
You're a good man.
You're a good man, and I can't believe what you just said, that they have something I might be able to help and they won't help. Because what about the guy in Switzerland?
Larry, I mean, it's not the kind of thing you could just.
Yeah, I sign up for everything with the Christopher Reeve Foundation, and they do give it to the younger people that in their 20s and 30s, because it could be dangerous for Mario's age.
Why?
And also, I'm sure it's pricey.
Why? Because Mario was on a vent, and the worst thing that could ever happen is he gets put under anesthesia again. He may never come out of it. So we're not willing to take that chance.
So I understand now. It's the same. Yeah. That's the problem I had with my mother. She was 90, and she had to her knee was so bad she couldn't stand the pain, and I basically forced the doctor to do it. He didn't want to do it. He said she'll never come out of the anesthesia, and but he did it, and it took 14 hours for her to come out of the anesthesia. So that is a problem for people up there in age.
Yeah.
It's not only age, it's because like I said, he was on the ventilator, and we don't know. We were lucky that his mind remembered to breathe on his own. We don't know if that would ever happen again. So
yeah,
we live with what we have.
I had a hard time coming out of. I remember the first couple of nights I couldn't go through it's turn the clock. And if you couldn't stay up, you would never be like graduated. And it took me about 3 nights for me to stay up all night, every hour, and like pray and hope that you will get there. And it took me 3 nights, but the third night that was like, wow, like I reached the sky.
You made it.
I made it. That's why it got better and better.
And there's times that he will if I lay him down, he goes into pure panic mode because he can't catch his breath. And I have a bed that moves up, and, so we deal with a couple of things. I think it's more of a, like PTSD, like post-traumatic stress, even though he doesn't remember, somewhere in his mind, it's there.
Yeah.
Rosemary, is there anything that you need, like maybe a hospital bed or something? I mean, is there anything that you need that would help you or him?
Oh, thank you. We have a bed, a specialized bed, and it's for the both of us. And, it just raises up so he can sit up, watch TV. And most of the time, he spends most of the time in this chair, which is a motorized chair. That's where he's most comfortable, is in the chair.
That's where I spend most of my time.
Okay.
Well, naturally, I know you hear this a lot, but if there's anything that has to be done, just let anyone that's on the screen now know, and whatever you need, you'll get.
Truly appreciated. Thank you.
Yeah.
That goes double.
Thank you, guys.
All you need is a starting gate and the horse, Mario.
That's it. I must tell a funny story, guys. My grandchildren often laugh about it because at night, Mario still thinks he's driving horses. And if he tells me to check up another horse, I'm going to put a pillow over his face. Check him up, bro. I'm like, come on. And then he's telling me, take the lines, walk the horse out. I'm like, and
don't do that no more.
And no lie, he really can't move. But in his sleep, those arms actually, because the way the mind works, and I asked the doctor that, they actually will move like he's got reins in his hands. And I want to like kill him.
Bottom of the screen.
I'm going to tell you something. If I was up there, and even if I was younger, and I hate to mention this because I can't do it, but I would get one of them double seat jog carts.
Yeah.
And get Mario and just put him in the seat in the jog cart and jog around. And we could do that all morning during the summer months. And this way he'll get out, he'll be in the jog cart.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, after the second day, he'll have the lines in his hands, the handholds in his hands. And that's what we do. We should get one. In fact, I had a picture of it. I took it down. They have these jog carts with a big bench seat, and no stirrups. They just have the bottom like all screened in where you just sit like a chair.
Mm-hmm.
And what we should do is we should buy one of them, and then in the summer months bring it up to Monticello. They have the training track right there as soon as you go in the stable gate. Get Rosemary to bring him down to the track. We'll put him in the jog cart, and we'll just jogging. We'll jog each horse 5 miles. That's a half hour. We'll do 2 or 3 at a time, and then we'll throw them back in the car and let them go home. We'll do the same thing the next day. I think that would be great for you, Mario.
Sure would. Yeah, why not?
Sure.
So we're gonna do that. I have to go see where I can get one of them carts and get it.
Unfortunately, Larry, Mario can only sit like being restrained. He can't sit up on his own.
Oh, he can't?
No.
Put it back on the seat.
Yeah.
We'll bring it.
Strap him on it. We'll strap him on it.
There's a will, there's a way,
We'll
right?
get him on.
So we'd have to get one of them bench seat jog carts and then just put a back on
it. That's all.
I have to see. I got to see what I could do. The problem I have is I might have to go to California in the next month or 2, and if I do go there, I'll be there for probably the whole summer. I'm not sure, but I'm going to look into that jog cart, and then it got to be easy to put like a backrest on it. I mean,
yeah, you could put a backrest
on it with a belt, like a seat belt.
I think Rosemary has to make that decision.
Yeah.
I think Mario can't hold himself up, believe it or not. It's great thinking, though, guys.
Just get a horse that don't grab on. He'll be all right.
Yeah.
Or what we could do is buy some kind of I don't know. Rosemary, you don't think that's a good idea?
No, unfortunately not, Larry.
See, she's holding me back.
Yeah.
I could be driving in the upper cone if I'm ready.
Take him to Central Park, Larry. Put him on one of those carriages.
Johnny Orlando.
Wow.
I don't know. Maybe I'll think of something. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe I could drive instead of Kramer. I'll be driving. Seinfeld fans.
Yeah.
I'll be driving it.
That's all.
Yeah.
You go to therapy every day, Mario?
3 times a week he goes.
Oh yeah. All right.
3 times a week in Myrtle Beach. 3 times a week. Here, I have my garage all set up
What do you got? You got a treadmill or no?
No treadmill. I have like I do my arms, my leg, like riding a bike, like
Oh, the bicycle one. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and I also have like a stepper.
He
Like,
sits in the chair and does it though.
yeah,
Right.
everything's,
Yeah.
everything's sitting in the chair.
Right.
And I do my pulleys. I do with my arms. I try to do that. I put them on certain bands, and I try to move. So I didn't really. I got lucky. Well, like I didn't lose my muscle tone. My legs are still, like when you don't use something, kind of, it gets like real skinny and
Yeah, they get thin. Yeah.
Atrophy.
and not me. I mean, I imagine like a lot of parts don't move anymore, but my muscles are still there. It just instead of being muscles, like my right side is worse than my left. My left is like kind of real strong, but my right side is the one that's kind of dead. And
Yeah.
it's keeping me better shape than I should be because I didn't lose my muscle tone.
That's great.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good.
All right, Mario, we've been on for an hour and a half.
Oh, we did good.
Yeah, there's.
I didn't think we'd be able to make it, but you
He's in better shape than all of us, Larry.
Yeah.
Really, yeah.
And he looks good.
Yeah, it looks really
Now, Mario, 70?
73.
73.
Yeah.
73.
Wow.
Yeah. Anthony and Dominic are younger than me, right?
Yeah, I'll be 70 in October.
Joe,
I'm 71.
I'm 67.
71.
I'm the baby.
Joe is the baby.
Joe's my age.
Well, oh yeah.
67.
Well, yeah.
He's older than me.
So Ro is the baby. My wife is the baby.
Of course.
Yeah. Nobody puts baby in the corner. Get out here.
I'm sorry. I meant the boy babies. I meant the baby boys.
Okay. The baby boy.
Joe, how come you never took over your father's restaurant?
I could have, Larry.
Horses.
I could have, but I hated it. Here's what my father told me. My aunt and my father had the restaurant. And she was in her 80s. And no, I'm sorry. She was in her 70s. And she was thinking of retiring. She had made a lot of money. And my father said to me, Joe, he says, listen.
See you later.
My aunt was his partner, and she was getting out, and he wanted me to come in. And he says, listen, and this was back
Sunny delight over here.
40 years ago. He said, we'll both make about $6,000 to $7,000 a week. It was all cashed in, no credit cards. He says, I'll open up in the morning. I'll work from 10 to 6. You come in at 5 o'clock and close. We'll be closed Mondays, and we'll have a nice business. We'll have a nice life. You don't have to worry about anything. Because the place was a very popular place. And I says, no, Dad, I want to be in the horse business. He says, Joe, you're making $70 a horse working for Johnny Chapman. He says, you're bringing home $140 a week. I said, Dad, but this is what I want to do. And he says, all right. He says, the only reason I was going to do it was for you, but if you don't want to do it. And, back then I was different. I had gambling issues and stuff. I would have sunk the place. I would have been, doing
So
everything.
you made the right decision.
I wanted to get into the horse business. It was my dream, and that's what I did. No regrets. I mean, I'm happy.
Hey, I mean, you won 250 races a meet, so what the hell?
I would have been miserable in the restaurant business. I hated it. I just did it because it was in the family. But I don't want to do it. So
he just sold it? That was it? That was the end of it?
Yeah, another cousin bought it. And that was it.
It's still open today or not?
Not as a Italian restaurant. No, they had sold it. My cousins, and they made a sushi place out of it or something. But it was open like for 75 years. It was like an historic restaurant in Frog's Neck in the Bronx.
Wow. What was the name of it, Joe?
Louis Seafood Restaurant.
Louis Seafood Restaurant.
It was across from Sisto Funeral Parlor, Tremont and Bruckner.
Okay.
Yeah, it was-
Around the corner from the 45th precinct.
exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly, Will. Used to be Martin's Paints there, and yeah,
McDonald's was on the corner.
yep. It was a good neighborhood. That was a great place to grow up, I tell you.
Yeah.
Now, forget about it.
Yeah. Yep.
I
Same
got to
thing.
say one thing: we grew up in the greatest years in history.
Yeah, we did.
One thing I could say about all of us: no one's going to see what we saw in our lives.
No.
Nobody.
No.
Not even close.
Yep. I mean, I feel bad for the kids today. I tell you the truth.
Oh, forget it.
I feel so bad for my grandchildren. Horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got 4 grandchildren, and I'm. It's a different world. It's just a different world.
Yeah,
But
just
In one of the comments, it says that Barry Abrams, he died of cancer. I didn't know
Yes. Yeah, throat cancer.
when was that?
Oh, I think last year. He sent a couple of horses up here, the Aqueduct, and
Yeah, he was a harness that went to the thoroughbreds, right?
yes. Yeah, he had very bad. He had throat cancer. Yes.
Oh boy.
Francis says, Mario, you have divine strength. God bless.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Francis Franciotti.
You're the only one that can say her name.
yeah.
Franciotti.
Speak for yourself, Rolla.
I can still read Italian.
Oh, you could see that, Mario?
We all see it.
Yeah, we
Now
know
I can see it.
Franciotti, I can say it.
Thank
You have divine strength, Mario. God bless. God bless you, Francis.
There you go.
Good.
Francis is a regular.
Yeah, she's a regular. She's a good girl. She's the
Thank
one.
you. Thank you, everybody that had a good or bad saying about me. Thank you.
They're all good. They're all good.
Thank you very much.
What could you say bad?
Yeah.
You're too kind. Thank you.
The junior red men, they used to call him. Jack Lee at Roosevelt Raceway, winner number 8, Little Time Little, driven by the junior red man, Mario Marcellino. Remember that, Mario?
Yeah, I remember that.
Because he had the red and gold with the red star.
On
Yeah.
the Gold Star.
Copy
Yeah, well, red and gold with a gold.
I remember
Whatever.
Carmine's first comment. He goes, "You should have had to stop put like who? I won't say where." That was it.
That might have been a horse. Little Time Little had the 8-hole.
That was on Little Time Little.
That was, believe it or not, this was. I forgot who she was. I don't know. I can't think of her name. But this was Monticello Raceway. A friend of mine, rest in peace, Frank Mascara. They used to have the Stagecoach restaurant right where the old Cadillac dealer used to be near the barn area on
Right.
the Grand Street side. He had that restaurant. He took this picture.
That was his.
Oh, Frankie Massara. Yeah.
Yeah, Frankie Mascara's father,
Yeah.
Nick.
Nick Mascara.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that thing, Mario, on this horse? Is that a martingale from under
I
his
was
chin?
just looking at that.
Yeah.
It looks like a half a head pole that come loose on the other.
Throws
That's
his
what
head.
I said, what is that? A head pole
You know,
hanging?
I think that is that's a head pole that can
The back half is hooked up to the water hook, and
yeah.
that's the other half. It come out.
I remember. I don't know. Maybe the ring came off the line. If you remember years ago, if you couldn't wear a whole head pole, you would put like half a head pole, and you would like tie it with a ring, put it on
Right.
the line on the ring. You know what I mean? Have you ever tried that?
Yeah.
Like a line
pole.
bar. Like a line bar.
pole.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but it was a half a head pole.
Yeah.
It was steadier than the line burr, you know.
Yeah.
You seen the other day.
Oh, by the way, I seen the guys were jumping on the horse's back. You know when I did that? I did that with a horse named, oh boy, I put myself where I shouldn't have. Oh, there's a beautiful picture.
Yeah.
That's my son right there. Yeah, it's in front of Barn C. That's my son when he was about 2 years old.
Wow.
Anyway, I was I climbed on a horse's back. Who was it? Isa Promise? Another horse that I think I had the 8-hole with, and the line came undone because I'm going behind the gate. So I lose the line. So what do? I yell to the star. I think it was starter was Rossi at the time. But anyway, stay there. So I started climbing on the horse's back. And sure enough, I went right on his whiskers, and I grabbed the one line. I reached down, I grabbed the one line, but I was walking on the shafts, one foot at a time, one on one side, one on the other, and climbed all the way up. And sure enough, he slowed the gate down. I was able to jump off, grab the bit, and that's what they called me. They were calling me the acrobat after that. That was it.
The acrobats. So what they do? Cause a recall and start the race over?
Yeah. And then, of course, I finished last.
Yeah, that was cool. That's a good move.
Yeah, another good thing I had a horse that there was a sideline that broke right in half.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and
I still have it, though.
and as a matter of fact, I even have the race. It was Red Oaks Jeff.
Oh, your son just said it.
Red Oaks Jeff. I have the bit downstairs and I have the tape that going behind the gate. The gate just opened, and all of a sudden this horse it was like a front runner. He just put his head up and just started running away, and I have no lines. So what do? Nothing. No lines in my hands, nothing. But the thing didn't come all the way up because he had a full ring overcheck.
Right.
Okay, so it kind of slid down until it caught the rings. So anyway, but still couldn't steer him. So it was in the winter. And sure enough, he's running out of there, and he's running and running and running. And nobody says nothing. I'm way on the outside. And but what he would do is run way out, and then we'll come right in around the turns. Anyway, I missed both times, and that didn't hit nobody. Then all of a sudden at the half, Howard Oil goes. And I think Marion Marcellino was in trouble. So anyway, we're going on and on. The second time around the last turn, as if you see, I'm going to hit Parker is in the lead on the 2-hole, something like that. And I'm going to clip his wheel. And believe it or not, with my ass, moving the wheel over.
Jumping.
You can see it, moving my butt. And that's how I missed his wheel. Otherwise, I was going to take him down because I was going faster than he was on the run. And I got away from his wheel, and I was able to clear it. And I saved his butt. But so he went in the race. But actually, I won the race on a gallop. But of course,
where was it? Was that at Monticello?
Yeah.
You have that race, Mario? You have it?
Yeah, I have it. Yeah, I have it on one of my CDs.
Why don't we send it over? We'll show it.
Yeah, send that race over.
You got it on video,
I have
man?
it. I have it on a CD.
I don't know how to do it.
And yeah, I have it on a CD.
Oh, yeah, you got it.
Either CD or
No, it's on a CD. I got to find a way to do it.
No, how you can do it is what I do is I'll get it from a CD and put it on a USB on a thumb drive, and then I can pull it off the thumb drive and be able to show it.
Yeah, I'd love to see that one.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll
can
have
put
my
it on
son
the
do it for me when he
thumb drive,
comes.
Yeah, then I can send you my address. Send me the thumb drive, and then we can put it on. In fact,
Okay.
if he has any other races, we can put on.
Yeah,
We have a bunch. I gotta
I have
do
a
it.
race that was sent to me the other day by I guess Pat Dorito. I drove a couple of horses for him.
Pat Dorito. I remember Pat. Gee, he was
Yeah.
about 6'6", 6'8".
Yeah, big
Yeah,
guy.
he's still
Remember, he
got it.
fell off the bike in the mid stretch.
That was no, that wasn't it, was it?
Yeah, he went back to whip and he fell right out of the bike.
I was good. He's a good guy. He's a
Yeah.
really good
I
guy.
love that.
His
Yeah.
father, his
Yeah.
father was a great guy too. His father,
He was the cop, right?
Yeah, sure.
yeah, he
Had
was
black hair.
That was
Yeah,
a guy.
jet black hair. Used to call him in
So,
a
so was his son.
He was a big, good-looking guy.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
Jersey somewhere.
Mario, maybe you'll remember this. Nobody else seems to remember it. Do you remember a Victor Reeves, the Hawaiian
Oh,
guy?
oh my God, do I ever listen to this?
Right.
What's his name?
I used to.
He had the heart attack crossing the wire, fell off the
Yeah,
bike.
and guess
Yeah.
what? Guess what horse it was? It was a horse
I don't
named Tough Shot.
That you drove.
That I wound up after him. I got the reins. I won 3 in a row with that horse, and it was
Wow.
like that's how he got hurt. I knew Victor. I knew
Yeah.
Victor. We kind of hung out. I knew his
Yeah, he
wife.
used to have
and
a
everything.
big roast.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, Keanu Reeves, it's his nephew.
Mhm.
Oh,
Keanu Reeves, we used to see him at his house as a little kid, like he was like 2, 3 years old. Yeah.
wow. Yeah,
What-
because nobody else seems to remember.
I don't know who you're talking about. He died of a heart attack in a race.
I have a heart attack in a race, crossing the wire.
His name was
He won.
Victor Reeves.
He won.
He was a Hawaiian kid. He was
Hawaiian,
older
yeah.
than me, actually.
He used to have
Yeah,
a pig
Keanu
roast
Reeves.
in the summertime. Yeah.
I mean, Victor Reeves.
Nobody else remembered him. I'm glad you remembered him, Mario,
Yeah,
because
yeah. Oh, yeah.
nobody else remembered him. Yeah.
We were there that day. Yeah, and his brother is Victor Reeves's brother is Keanu Reeves' father.
Father, yeah.
Wow.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right, Giuseppe.
Trying to
Yeah, I think he won that
Anthony,
race.
Anthony, do you have Mario's phone number or Rosemary's phone number?
No.
I'm going to give it to you. This way you can stay in touch with them
Okay.
and
Yeah.
get that video from them,
Yeah.
or you can tell them how to do it or whatever.
Okay.
Because I'd like to put that video up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be good.
And any other races, Mario, that you have
Yeah,
that you
just
want to show,
drive.
All right.
just send them all. Put them all on that drive. What do you call that thing? That
Thumb
little
drive.
thumb
Flash
drive.
drive, thumb drive. Says
Larry, Mike Druss has that video.
Oh, does he? I'll get it from Mike then.
Oh, okay. We'll
Yeah,
get it.
I'll
from
get it
Mike.
from Mike.
Not the broken bit. He doesn't have the broken bit.
No, he has the
I
one
have
that.
the broken, but he has a couple of Panterinos.
Okay, well, I'll ask him whatever races he has of you driving to get him to me. He might even be listening.
All right, Joe just turned his air conditioner on.
Oh, my God.
No, leave it on, Joe. Joe, leave it on.
Yeah, leave it on, Joe.
I,
It ain't that
I
bad.
was sweating over here.
leave
Yeah.
it.
I kept it so low the whole show, but I'm sweating. Man, your ears are pretty good, Larry.
That's what happens when you live in Florida, Joe.
Yeah.
Bro, I like it. I like it. I
My
had
son,
enough
my
winters.
son lives there. He loves it.
Yeah,
Do you know
Dominic
that-
lives in
Hey,
Florida.
Mario, do you know that
Where in
Joe
Florida do you live?
Joe has an ice cream place in Florida?
No, I didn't know that he did. I know some of.
He's
I heard
the
something like it, but I don't know where.
He's a Mr. Softy guy.
Yeah, he's a good
Makes
dude.
banana splits, everything.
Italian ice is soft.
When I knew Joe, there was nothing soft about him.
What?
When I knew you, there was nothing soft about you.
No.
I was you solid.
Yeah.
Solid as a rock.
Yeah, young days.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Joe,
an old
where-
man.
Joe, where in Florida do you live?
Pembroke Pines.
Oh, that's South Florida. All right.
Yeah.
I'm north of Tampa. I'm about an hour north of Tampa.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
My son is in Clearwater.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
that's
not
yeah, maybe an hour for me.
not even
Wow. Yeah, I like Florida.
Yeah.
too hot, too crowded.
Dominic, when I come down, I'll wave at you.
What?
To Dominic, I said, when I come down to see my son, I'll wave at you.
I beep the horn.
Oh yeah. Hey, listen, I'll meet you anywhere.
Thank you.
Mario, when you going back to
Me too,
Myrtle
anywhere.
Beach?
Probably around October.
October, maybe I'll meet you down there because my daughter just moved to South Carolina, and she
Big
lives in
place.
Clover.
And where?
Where?
In Clover, that's
I
the
guess
name of the town.
I gotta see how far that is from me, Eddie.
Yeah, you live in North Carolina, right?
Yeah, I live in North Carolina.
Larry,
No.
I just sent you a picture of a triple dead heat. I think that was only 2 that ever happened in harness racing like that.
Who's in? Who were the drivers? Do you know?
It was Mario. It was I think Kyle DiBenedetto and John Stubitz, Mario.
Yeah.
And Stubitz
But it was a triple dead heat
for third,
for
right?
third. It was
Wow.
not dead heat. No.
It's a triple dead heat. for
Triple
third.
dead heat for third.
For show, yeah.
I did have, believe it or not, I am tied co-holder world record of dead heat 2 weeks in a row with a certain horse, with Hilos Raphael.
I gotta get water.
2 weeks in a row.
Yeah. And then
Wow.
the following week, believe it or not, I'm an idiot. He tried to like break the record. And I was, because I timed with this horse, you timed like till the end. You didn't like the lead. When until like got the lead, that was it. So I have got to wait till the end. So anyway, it was like started snowing, and the sun I got like right at the end, like it cut a duck because he saw like snow flurries in his face. So he ducked, and he cost me finish third by like talking about whiskers. I was trying to time the date heat, and I blew it. So I wound up being third by whiskers, and that was it.
You ruined it.
I messed things up.
All right, I guess that's about it. We've been on almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
So, Larry, you gotta pay us overtime if we don't stop.
Well, that's why I'm counting in minutes.
Did you get Mario's social security number for his 1099?
Listen, Anthony, you're gonna stay in. Oh, you're gonna get a hold.
I'm gonna text Mike tomorrow. I'll
But
text Mike tomorrow.
didn't Mario say that the race that we
Oh,
won?
you don't have the race of the broken bit.
No, so you're gonna have to get Rosemary to have her son put it on a thumb drive, and
Right.
then send it to you, or however you do it. She could probably. I don't know how that's done. You'd know. So anyway, when we hang up, I'll give you Rosemary's phone number.
Okay.
Then you can contact her because and then get other Mario races from that guy, and then we'll put them all. And then when we have them all together, we'll get back in touch with Mario, and if he wants, he can come back on, and we could watch the races together.
Races, yeah.
You got it.
Sounds
that's
good.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
All right. So Mario, thank you so much for coming on. We'll get back in touch with you as soon as we get all these races together, probably in another week or 2 weeks. As soon as we get them together, I'll call. We'll do the same thing again, and we'll go through all the races. In the meantime,
Thank you, Larry.
you take
Thank
care of
you, Larry.
yourself.
Thank you, all you guys.
Mario,
Yeah.
great to see you, Mario.
Thank you to all the comments,
Take care,
to
Ro.
all the good people out there.
Yeah, you
Good
got
night.
1,000 of them here.
Night,
All right.
guys.
Mario.
Thank you, Larry.
Mario and Rob, good night.
Mario, sapta buona, paisan.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
Take
Take
care.
care. Take care.
Thank
Mario,
you.
put on the Three Stooges.
Good night, everybody.
Good night,
night.
Joe. Good night,
Good night,
Anthony. Good night, Dominic. Larry, take care of yourself.
Night.
Yeah, everybody. See you again.
I'm
Hey,
signing
how
off.
much?
Signing out.